Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia Annan and I'm a Chicago-based makeup artist, but I also make content about beauty and lifestyle and fashion. If that sounds like something that's up your alley, why don't you hit subscribe so you can come back and watch all my future videos. I'd love to have you. Today's video is dedicated to my favorite makeup artist, Charlotte Tilbury, and all of her bestsellers, viral products, and their dupes, because when it comes to these products, they are so hard to get a hold of. Like her hero products that are just like go viral, you can't buy them, or the certain shade you want is never in stock. Like some of these are hard to actually buy even if you want to buy the real thing. So I threw some dupes in there so that whether you can't get your hands on the real thing or you just don't have the money to spend on that kind of product, you can still get a similar effect, just at a slightly different price point for like a drugstore or more affordable brand. There are some really good dupes in here, if I do say so myself. So to start off with, I have already put moisturizer on my face, I've applied my sunscreen, and I'm going to start with my complexion. I do not have the most infamous Charlotte Tilbury product, which is the Hollywood Flawless filter. It's not quite technically a foundation, I don't think, because it's not as pigmented as a foundation is meant to be, but it still provides a tint and a certain, its main goal is to look like you're glowing from within. I don't have this product through no fault of my own. I want to buy it. I'm more than willing to give Charlotte my money, but every time I go to Sephora, my shade is sold out and I haven't been able to buy it. I have been able to try it, so I know exactly what it feels like on the skin, how it wears, etc. So I know that this right here, which if you're watching this video, you probably already know what it is, but it is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. It is meant to be an exact dupe for that Charlotte Tilbury product. Now the reason why this is so much darker than my face, like if you would compare that right now, you would think that I'm out of my mind and that's not going to match. But you can see that if I hold it up to my arm down here, it matches quite well. And that is because my face doesn't really tan during the summer, but my body does. I gotta wear my SPF, and this is the price we pay. But I also know that this isn't very pigmented. It's not meant to be very full coverage at all. And so when I apply it, it's going to look a little bit dark. It's gonna look a little crazy. But then as I blend it out, you will notice that it kind of matches perfectly with the rest of my skin tone. If we take the color of my neck and my face out of the equation entirely, it still is probably a shade too dark if we were talking about normal foundation. However, this is not very pigmented, and it's meant to be actually quite sheer on the skin. So I know that when I blend it out, it's going to get even a little bit lighter than I had originally anticipated by looking at the bottle. And when I blend it out with my beauty blender, you can see how it instantly kind of loses some of its pigment, and it really blends in to match quite nicely with the rest of my skin tone. This is in the shade medium tan. So again, if you're going to get this product and you usually have to buy foundation that is a little bit darker than your skin tone anyways, because your face never matches the rest of your body, get a shade darker, or two even, than you would typically buy when it comes to normal foundation. And I know that when I tried the actual Charlotte Tilbury product in Sephora, it applied, wore, looked almost identical to this, so I know that this is a very good dupe. I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. There's not really like a good concealer like this that Charlotte Tilbury is known for, so I haven't really included that in the video. Oh, also, I should mention that when it comes to full coverage foundations, I have Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Foundation, and this is my favorite foundation, hands down, of like all the brands. The close second is NARS Longwear Radiant Foundation, but this one is just like, it's so good, and it's definitely full coverage. So this is more of like an everyday wear, I would say, and this is for like nighttime, for events, photos, on stage things. You know, anything where you want a little bit more coverage, this is definitely what you want to wear compared to this. I wanted to give it a mention because it's so good. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer, and this product is meant to be a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. It is the Makeup Revolution Eye Bright Illuminating Under Eye Conceal. This is in the shade Deep Caramel. I really love this product because it wears so similarly to Charlotte Tilbury's Contour Wand. Similarly to the other best-selling product, I have not been able to get my hands on the Contour Wand either. It's been sold out every single time I try to buy it, so that has left me to try to seek out dupes, and this one is the best one I found. Next, I'm going in with my blush dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Makeup Revolution Bright Light Highlighter, and this is in the shade Divine Dark Pink. I love the way that this looks on the skin. This pink color is so pretty. And really what I'm doing is just applying that between the highlighter and the contour. I also have tried the Peachgasm and Pinkgasm Charlotte Tilbury wands, and I would say that this is probably the closest blush dupe that I can find. Now when it comes to blending this out, I am actually going to start with the highlighter, and I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender first. And then I'm going to finish off by just working in that contour product. Alright, so that is all blended out, and I'm going to move on to setting my makeup. I recently tried the Kylie Cosmetics setting powder in the shade Soft Pink, and oh my god, I love it so much. I really like the packaging that this powder product comes in. It like has like a spongy mesh opening that allows the powder to like seep through. And honestly, like I'm trying to get my camera to focus so you can see it. Honestly, it's so smart because I spend so much time cleaning up powder. Think of how much I waste just from this, you know, not having this in place. It's a game changer. Now I'm just setting the under eye area with that pink powder first, and I'm gonna go in through my T-zone as well. I'm using my Amazon powder puffs to do this. I buy them in sets of like 10. Honestly, one of the best makeup purchases that you can make on Amazon. I will link them below along with all of the other things that I'm using in this video. Now, I'm not going to really bake my under eyes, but I'm going to let it kind of seep in while I do the rest of my makeup. And I'm going to apply some pink blush over top of the cream blush, just because when you set your makeup, it can kind of lose its pigment. You can still kind of see it, especially not in this bright light. But just to kind of give it that extra oomph, I'm going to use some Milani Baked Blush. This is in the shade Luminoso. It's one of my favorite blushes that I have. A great like everyday peachy shade. And I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks and blending it upward. Now I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk Medium. This is one of her best-selling products for good reason. It's so beautiful on the skin, it really is. Not a ton, but just enough to make an impact. And then I will go ahead and blend that out using my beauty blender. Notice how I applied it in that V motion? That's just because that's where I prefer the like actual highlight and glow to come in. I kind of like the way that it looks up here on my cheekbone as opposed to down here. So then when I turn, it kind of gives that natural strobe. Because I feel like I need to add a little bit of color to, because my skin has gotten so tan and my face has not, I'm just gonna kind of reinforce that contour with my Huda Beauty Glow-ish bronzer. Recently picked this up from Sephora. I think that it's so pretty. I love the way that it looks in the container. It's such a beautiful product, but I also like the way that it wears on the skin. Moving on to eyebrows, I'm going to take my Legendary Brows Micro Precision Tinted Brow Gel by Charlotte Tilbury. And honestly, what I do is squeeze a little bit of hair gel on the back of my hand. I dip the wand into the hair gel, and then I use kind of like the tint and the product from the wand combined with the gel to push up my brows. It's not the most glamorous of techniques, and some people might even consider it gross, but hey, it works, and my eyebrows look phenomenal every time I do it, so call it what you want. One of my absolute favorite products from Charlotte is her Eyes to Mesmerize cream eyeshadows. I really like to build other like powder eyeshadows on top of them or just wear them alone. In this look, I'm probably just going to wear one by itself because I think it's great for like every day. Oyster Pearl is one of my favorites because it's just this really pretty bronzy brown color that looks great with like green hazel eyes, which is what I have. Champagne is another one that I have that's super pretty. It's like a goldish color that looks pretty much universally good on everyone. And then of course her infamous Pillow Talk shade, which is like a really pretty like rosy pink, which is also what I'm going to be using in today's video. Once it's on the lid, there really is no secret sauce. You kind of just have to like tap it in. Going in with my favorite mascara from Rare Beauty. I mean, I've heard that Charlotte Tilbury's mascaras are also very good, but nothing beats this one in my opinion. It's just way too good. It would not be a proper Charlotte Tilbury video without using the Pillow Talk liner and lipstick. And of course, finishing up with the lipstick. How cute is this mini one? They came in like a mini set. Now, to save the best for last, my favorite Charlotte Tilbury product is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray. It is honestly like super glue for the face, and if you were going to get only one Charlotte Tilbury product from this video, it would be this, because it literally makes your makeup last forever, like all day, all night.